Ladies and gentlemen, we are live at the Arctic edge of Canton, where it is your Michigan women's hockey team taking on Concordia University of Ann Arbor. And we are extremely lucky to actually have a color commentator with us today. Coach Ned is joining us on the broadcast. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm excited. This is been training my whole life for this.
Well, we appreciate it. Someone who has a lot more hockey knowledge than me and can really dig into some things. And I'll talk a little bit about the schedules and all, but for the coaches about to go sit on the bench now, is it excitement because you finally get to see things? Is it fear because you're not sure how the line will actually work out when things are going? What is that feeling for a coach on the bench?
Oh yeah, this is a big one. You've been working, you've been recruiting, you've got roughly 10 new players, you've got a lot of nerves, players that never played in college, all the work, all the weeks of preparation, all the drudgery and of paperwork and that kind of stuff, and then the fun of practice, and now the real thing where it comes where the blades meet the ice. So yeah, it's a lot of emotions, a lot of pressure, and you're exactly right. You're trying to see how the lines are going to fit.
Well, we are excited to get the season kicked off. Last season was a great season, Michigan. 20 wins, 5 losses, 1 overtime loss, and 2 ties. So taking a look, last season, Concordia, vice versa, had done – oh, where did I have that? I thought I had that listed here. But Concordia, here we go, they had 8 wins, 12 losses, 2 overtime losses, and 1 tie. But it's a new season. Concordia has 9 players on their team as well. So excited to see how this is going to work out. Now, these two teams played twice last season, and the first game was at not the Arctic Edge, but the Arctic Coliseum over in Chelsea. That was back on December 4th, and that game ended up going into overtime. As Michigan scored, then Concordia tied it up, and Katie German ended up winning it in overtime. So this is not the Concordia of 10 years ago where you can kind of just throw the jerseys out. They've looked at recruiting more players, and they're definitely a more competitive team. And then they played again on February 12th at Yost, and that was a 5-1 win. Was it a little bit easier to get the team's attention on that second game after it ended up in overtime on the first game, just to kind of make sure they knew that this is not a team they can take lightly?
Yeah. Anytime the history, they look at the history and they don't realize that there's new players or things that could have made a difference. And that certainly an overtime win, which we were fortunate to get, it's a big night, was a real eye-awakener, a wake-up call, and they answered that call and the next time and played them the way that we'd hope that they will tonight, because especially this early in the season, you never know.
Absolutely. Michigan has 3 of their top the top 3 scorers coming back from last year. Lindahl, she had 19 goals, 8 assists, so 27 points coming back there. Kelsey Swanson had 12 goals and 8 assists, so 20 points coming back. And Ava Gargiulo had 11 goals, 8 assists for 19 points. The next 3 in the top 6 were all seniors, so Mickey Rubin, Aaron Proctor, and Mariah Evans. Hopefully they're having amazing next parts in their adventure out there. But the top 3 scorers coming back, and they're all young and getting a chance to play together. And it must be nice to have that much of your top scoring coming back.
That's a huge asset, and based on practices the last couple weeks, there's some gems that have joined us that are going to take the pressure off them, so that people can't key on them. And of course, the big thing is the backstop. Sandy's back, and Sandrine, and she's a heck of a twiner, and they can let up a little bit. They can't depend on her. We don't let them depend on her too much, but it's nice to know that if you screw something up, you've got somebody like that behind you.
Absolutely. Having someone that skilled in that has got to really help the team. Last season, in the regular season, she had a 1.46 goals against average. Just absolutely fantastic. She was one of the top netminders in the league. Save percentage was 95%, which is just outstanding, just unbelievable.
Second team all league, second team all ACHA and played every single game for us.
It was unbelievable. I thought we were so lucky with Bailey Hamill, who was fantastic in her own right, but Ponith has just taken that up to another level.
Yep.
But now we have a second person in Emma Johns who can take that. And is that something that you think Coach Tribbs? Obviously, she's going to have to get some playing time throughout the season in case something happens.
Absolutely, and she's played fantastically in practice, and I can tell you that organizing a practice with one goalie is a lot harder than with two.
I don't
so
doubt
having
that.
her there is been a godsend, and she's very, very, very good. So I'm sure it's in Coach Tribb's magic bag of tricks to get her some playing time. She's going to deserve it, and it'll be nice to give Sandy a break.
Absolutely. It's no fun when you have to just pull someone off of the defense or the starters if your goalie can't make it. That's not a good time. And I think it was Robin Goldman who ended up doing it last season, and we appreciate that. But boy, that's not an easy thing to do.
We've done it a few times in the past few years. We've been pleasantly surprised, especially when you take a stellar defenseman and put them in net, and they're outstanding and they never played net, but it's not the same. Even if they're the best they can be, and you know that what happens with that is that the rest of the team steps up and we play no-shot defense.
Yeah.
But that's not the kind of situation you want to do. And as we move forward and become a more and more varsity-type sport, we're going to need two goalies, and we're going to use two goalies. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And it's just nice to have that other person there who can definitely take over. As you said, Concordia actually already played a game. They played versus University of Michigan Dearborn. That game was back on the 22nd of September. It started off 2 goals in the first, as it was Basil who scored in the first at 3:18. Collins with the first assist of the season as well. Then Dodgson got on the board at 10:37, as it was Basil and Pete who's assisted on that. So going into the first intermission, it was 2-0 Concordia. Then University of Michigan Dearborn came back as Gillen scored at 9:05 in the second. Then it was Evers with a tying score at 12:07. So it was all knotted up at 2 apiece going into the third. And that's where University of Michigan Dearborn poured it on. At the 8:22 mark, Evers scored her second goal of the game and of the season. Gillen scored her second goal of the game and of the season. And Sincilli scored her first goal. So University of Michigan Dearborn, Concordia came out tough and got the goals early, but University of Michigan Dearborn chimed in. It was a penalty-filled game. We're hoping it'll be a little cleaner in this game, as they list Concordia having 11 infractions, University of Michigan Dearborn having 10 infractions. 2 of those infractions for Concordia turned into power play goals. So just something to keep an eye on. It was Lennon between the pipes, new goalie this season for Concordia. And again, they do have 10 different or 9 different new players. Taking a look at their top scores, 4 of the top 5 are back. As Dodgson came back, she had 12 goals last season. Steinmetz is back with 13 goals last season. Shore had 9 goals last season. Collins had 5 goals last season. So that top group is back. And then the tally is now graduated, but the next 2, Harmon and Croft, are also there as well. So 6 out of the top 7 are all back scores for Concordia. So we'll see exactly what that's like. Most of their netminders, Burks is back. They have 2 new netminders, Kingston and Lennon. Again, Lennon, who played in the last game, so she right now has a 5-goal against average and an .875 save percentage. So we are coming up. We have just about 5 minutes before we're scheduled to get going. Something that was a little slower to work last season was the power play. How do you try and get something like special teams going early? And you hope not to be on the penalty kill too much early, but that's something that, as much as you do it in practice, it's a little tough to really simulate that game situation.
That's a great question, Mark. Well, I'll tell you what's made a difference is Coach Joe Upton. Coach Joe has taken that, and he's taken that to the next level. I mean, we were fumbling on that a little bit. I mean, my forte is defense, and he's an offensive player, And he did some studying, and we got some help. We got some help from KG and Izzy's dad,
Nice.
Bob German, who gave us some advice, and he has taken it to the next level. And I can tell you, we worked on it the last couple nights, and it's head and shoulders above where it was last year. So I think what it is it's getting a plan so people feel comfortable, and then letting them get creative and expanding from then.
Yeah.
And deceptiveness, hard passes, and it's always tough. The goal scoring in women's hockey is always at a premium.
Yeah.
And you want to move it around enough that you get an opening, but you don't want to move it around so much that you kill your own penalty. And that's a fine line, and I think they've done a really nice job of doing that, and I think we've got some people who can really fire the biscuit, and that's going to make a huge difference on the power play. So I feel like we're head and shoulders above where we were last year at this time with it. Now, it gets better as everybody gets better.
Absolutely.
But he's done a really admirable job. I've been very impressed. And I think the girls have super bought in, which is part of it, too.
That's fantastic. Let's quickly do the starters here. So I'm going to bring up hopefully a picture and let the actual starters introduce themselves here.
Kelsey Swanson. I'm a left wing. I'm a junior. I'm from Traverse City, Michigan. My major is biology, health, and society.
Emily Malashevsky. I'm a forward. I'm a sophomore from Livonia, Michigan.
Julia Lindahl. I'm a sophomore forward from Plymouth, Minnesota. I'm majoring in architecture.
Katie German. I'm a defenseman. I'm a junior. I'm from Ann Arbor, Michigan. I'm majoring in biology, health, and society.
Tess Bucksbaum. I'm a defense. I'm a freshman, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I'm majoring in psychology.
Sandrine Poneth. I play goalie. I'm a junior. I'm from Dana Point, California. I'm a biology major.
So they are about to do the starting lineup, so nice that we got to put that out there. And we'll just remove each of the items here. So first coming out is Lindahl. Swanson next coming out. Bucksbaum coming out. Now for Concordia. Just trying to get everything going here. So Pete comes out. Also coming out is Bassel. Watkins coming out. Collins. Dodgson. And then it is going to be Kingston as the starting keeper. All right, had to fight our overlays just a little bit, but it looks like that's getting back going. As we're getting ready to go, both squads getting their gear back on. Michigan is in their blue jerseys with the white stripe across the middle. Names in maize on the back and numbers on the back in maize. The Concordia team is in their white jersey with the black pants and the red helmets, red numbers on the back with names, and they have the Concordia on the front. So we're getting ready to go. 20 minutes up on the clock. We really appreciate Coach Ned being with us here, and thank you for thank you for taking time out. Do you miss being over on the bench?
It's killing me. It's killing me, Mark. But, I got to move on. 15 years behind the bench, and my wife wants to travel. I have trouble skating 2 times in a row and stuff, so you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, it's hard, but I'm going to stay as involved as they need my help. So if I can help you, that's great too. Mark, I got a technical question for you.
Yes, sir.
How'd you know the lineup already?
I texted Coach Trips.
The secrets of the trade. I'm thinking, dude, I didn't even know the lineup. That's great. Good for you.
Katie German in along the near board. Swanson trying to get it. That pulled away by Lindahl. Lindahl gets it into the zone. That pulled back by Pete down on the near boards of the neutral zone. Dodson trying to get it in front. That taken away by Lindahl. As that puck over along the far boards. Watkins fires it ahead. Here comes Dodson with the shot. Saved by Poneth. Into the near corner it goes. Trying to battle in there. Katie German trying to pull that away, as well as Malashevsky. Comes back behind. Now trying to come along as Collins puts it right back into the near corner. That puck comes to the near point. Pete able to put it back in. That will come back and gathered in by Katie German down the far boards. Katie German banks it ahead. As that's stolen away by Croft. Croft has it tipped back into the neutral zone. Back over to McLaughlin along the near boards, who fires it deep. That comes right back behind Poneth in along the far boards. Collected there, trying to get it out of the zone as Kine keeps it in. Bucksbaum has it right back behind her own goal, puts it into the far corner. Gathered up there as pulling it back behind along the near boards. Here comes Michigan as they get it through the neutral zone. Flazar, formerly a Michigan State player, gets it. That comes back in along the near boards. Banked ahead. Ceballos chasing it. That collected. Now over to Hansen. Hansen, a new player for the Wolverines. That puck taken away in along the far boards. Bringing it ahead. Here comes Gents. Gents puts it right back behind into the near corner. Puck trying to pull it away. Matthews now sends it. That outside the far circle. Flazar sends it back in along the boards. Picked up in the near corner. Concordia has it. McLaughlin at the near point fires it over to the far point. That gathered on there by Kaczmarek. That puck back underneath the near circle. Here comes Michigan as they get into the neutral zone. Hansen brings it ahead. Hansen outside the near circle. Hansen coming in. Shot. That save goes right back behind the goal as Jets had it. Back to the far point. Held in there. Chasing it. Gargiulo trying to put it deep. That puck comes back into the neutral zone. Collected there. Carr fires it over. Now Kolwich puts it ahead. Simmer sends it into the slot. Coming over. Gargiulo has that puck poked away. Controlled by Concordia as they come in along the near boards. Held in by Gustafson, who puts it outside the near circle. McLaughlin with it there. McLaughlin brings it up the near boards. McLaughlin fires it. That banks off of the far boards. All the way back and pulled back by Ceballos into the near corner. Ceballos banks it ahead. Here comes Carr. Carr has that pass intercepted. As trying to bring it in is Fouché. Fouché gets it in along the end boards. Trying to poke that. There's a big hit along the boards. Gustafson goes down, but she pops back up. Grabbed, fired, as a shot by Orkis was blocked. Good job out in front by Michigan. Coming down as Gargiulo had that block into the far corner. Simmer trying to pull it away. Now Gargiulo outside the far circle. Simmer comes back behind the goal, fires it out in front, and Swanson just not quite able to get a stick on it. That pulled away by Concordia. Izzy German all the way back, and that will be a whistle and icing. So what do you think so far? A little back and forth action between these two teams kind of filling each other out.
Yeah, you can see the early jitters, especially the U of M team. They haven't had a game yet. They're going to have to settle it down, move it back to the D. But what's going to be interesting is the depth of the Michigan team. They can roll 4 good lines this year, so that'll be interesting. Concordia, it's going to be a good game.
Absolutely. Concordia has played tough defensively. Katie German holds it in at the near point, puts it in along the end boards. Orcas trying to pull it away. Michigan into the near corner, trying to dig that out. That puck comes to the near point. Katie German with a shot that just goes wide, deflected by Kingston. Outside the far circle now, trying to pull that in as Tauker tries to pull that away. Into the far corner, the puck pops up in along the end boards. Trying to peel it away, that into the near corner. All the way back to Katie German at the near point. Katie German cycles it down. That grab. Cummings puts it into the near corner. Katie Cummings, a new player on this team as well. Gordon skating outside the near circle. Cummings trying to pull it off of the ball. That gets over to Katie German. Katie German trying to keep it in. That slips back into the neutral zone. Back to the blue line. Bucksbaum fires it all the way back. That will be icing and head back just from the wrong side of center. This does appear to be a good defensive Concordia team so far.
Yeah, but the interesting thing was that was one of the third or fourth lines that just held it in their zone the whole time. Those are 3 freshmen, and that's a great sign that they can run what they want to do. It's going to be physical. We're not used to being that physical in practice because everybody's on the same team, but they'll get used to it. They're settling in.
Nothing. You can't replicate game time. Just no way to replicate that intensity. Is that puck?
That's absolutely true.
Bucksbaum fires it over and along the far boards, trying to put it back deep over there is Coops. As the puck slides all the way back to Collins. Now Dodgson firing it back deep. That puck right back behind Poneth comes in along the near boards.
There we go. We're going to elbow there or a hit.
And that will be a whistle, and that is going to be our first power play of the game.
Concordia's sending a message that it's going to be physical if they're going to hang with them, and they got some people that big like Bear that can really knock people down, and they're doing it.
15-10 left to go. Scoreless so far. Michigan on the power play as Bassel goes into the penalty box. Face-off is going to be in the near face-off circle. That is going to be to Kingston's right. As Collins taking the face-off and along the near boards, Flazar gets it to Gustafson. Gustafson, top of the near circle. That deflected, but good job to get it right back to Gustafson. And fired in along the end boards. Hansen has it there. Hansen going from the near side to the far side. Underneath the far circle. Hansen trying to fire it out in front. Matthews with a shot. Good shot. Even better save by Kingston as that's fired all the way down and cleared. Obviously, the Concordia netminder already doing some good work as well. Kingston, new to the team this season.
That's a nice kill there. They've got Concordia. They had 3 U of M players holding it in their end.
Gustafson brings it ahead down the far side, banks it off the near boards. Bringing it in. Here comes Matthews. Matthews battling Collins as that comes in along the end boards. Pulled right back to the near point and able to slip past Gustafson. Chases it down. Now be banked in along the near boards. Gustafson has it. Right underneath the near circle. She'll go back behind the net. Michigan gets set up shore back there to provide some pressure on the power play, and that right to the blue line and fired right back in. Gargiulo picks it up in along the end boards. Shore trying to provide some pressure. A little snow along the boards caused an issue, but Gargiulo going right in front of Poneth. Now gets it in along the near boards. Racing ahead with it. Here comes in. Katie German has it on the near circle. Katie German back behind the goal. Katie German outside the far circle, firing it into the slot. Lindahl trying to get to it. Malashevsky passes it off. And that one just trying to get the pass back to the blue line. And that will come all the way down. Michigan will reset as Concordia able to clear. Here comes Swanson. Swanson makes her way into the neutral, into the zone. Katie German over to Lindahl with a shot.
No idea where that was.
That one pops into the near corner. All the way back into the far corner. Katie German keeps it at the far point. Puts it in along the end boards. Slips past into the near corner. The penalty has expired, so Concordia able to kill off the first power play of the game. Michigan trying to keep pressure. That fired back into the neutral zone. Lifted by Katie German right back deep before she goes for a line change. Kingston puts it back behind her goal. That in along the far boards. Brought ahead as Harmon has it in along the near boards. As that comes back deflected, coming in. Here comes
Freshman.
a shot.
Oh, she wants that one back. Perfect play.
Gordon with the shot.
She's a water bug, man. You're going to watch her this year. It's going to be fun. She can get places, and she doesn't mess around. She may only be 5'3" or whatever it is. She doesn't take any smack. So
That puck top of the near circle coming back. Here comes Concordia through the neutral zone as Croft has it. Croft poked away. The puck in along the far boards. Gordon trying to get to it. Now fed over by Benoit. McLaughlin, top of the near circle.
Nice
That
block.
deflected.
Nice block.
Good job back there on a block by Ann Arbor native Hung. Well, there's a shot again deflected. Comes through the slot outside the far circle. Pulled back behind by Benoit. Benoit has that knocked away as that came back over by Cevallos. And that's covered up. Good stop there by Bonif.
And Mariana had a nice shift there. She's a new defenseman, played forward for us last year. Stepped up and played the man in the corner and did a nice job one-on-one. That was stellar. It's also great to see Sandrine handling the puck on that power play and moving it up. That's something she didn't do much last year. That's really going to help the D.
Absolutely. Get back on that attack just that much quicker. Gargiulo has it back behind the goal, coming in along the far boards, lifting it back into the neutral zone. That grab there by Schuyler, taken away. Michigan right in along the far boards. That pop back, Gargiulo chasing it. Now controlled as Izzy German fires it ahead, and that will come all the way back deep.
Yeah.
11:44 left to go. Scoreless so far here from the Arctic edge of Canton. And just, it's always fun when Concordia plays Michigan because they actually have a player called Harmon with the jersey number 98. And it's got to be an homage to Tom, right? Because that was his number.
Oh, sure.
Right back behind. That puck grabbed by Gustafson. Gustafson trying to pull it away as that battle into the far corner comes right back behind the Michigan. Oh, out in front. Good job to clear it away.
Nice
There's
block.
another shot by Orchis. Allergies got me there.
There we go.
Firing it ahead. Here
Breaking it
comes
out.
Carr. Carr over the blue line. Carr gets over center, and that puck just slips away as Basel being able to come into the far corner. Basel has it in along the end boards. Bucksbaum trying to poke it away. Now Dodgson firing it ahead. That lifted right back out into the neutral zone in along the far boards.
Clear in the zone. That's what's important. That danger zone, that blue line is a danger zone. We got to clear it.
Harmon fires it back deep in along the near boards. Picked up by Katie German, right back behind Ponnet. Into the near corner. Dodgson trying to get it. Izzy German back there trying to pull it away. Now that brought ahead. Excuse me, that's Hansen. Hansen coming in.
There you go.
Hansen, as that will slide over. The hand raised by the official. That will be a tripping call. As Hansen got herself free and was coming down onto the near circle.
Not a terrible penalty on their part because Hansen was clear and going with a 2-on-1. And she is a wonderful transfer that's going to do some amazing things. Strong, strong player.
So they saved the goal, but now Michigan on the power play for the next 2 minutes at 10:33. Scoreless so far between these two teams. Hansen gets to take the face off. Lazar tips it back, top of the near circle, as trying to get there. That was a good block. Matthews looking for a shot. Concordia got a stick in the way, and that fired all the way back into the Michigan zone. Stopped as Gustafson trying to put it in along those far boards. Gustafson has it as she goes back behind the goal. Puts it in along the near boards. Matthews trying to get to it as Jentz has it. Here comes Matthews. Matthews over her own blue line through the neutral zone. Matthews gets it over to Carr. Carr gains the zone outside the far circle. Carr has that tipped back but grabbed by Michigan. Top of the far circle. Shot there. That knocked down by Watkins outside the far circle. Michigan able to hold it in. Good job there. Now in the slot. Shot. That one deflected away. Matthews with a nice wrister. Pulls back, and that fired all the way down. 1 minute, 13 seconds left on the power play.
I'll tell you one thing I'm really impressed with their penalty kill, Mark, is they've got their F1, their head person is fast. I mean, we've got some people with some jets, and they're really pressuring them going into the zone.
That pulled back and tipped it along the far boards. That goes into the far corner. Watkins with it there, trying to pull that away. Puck into the corner. I believe that was Swanson trying to get to it. Now Gargiulo has it outside the far circle. Dodgson pulls it away. Dodgson has been a player that's just gotten better and better every time we see her.
Yeah, she's wearing the C, so that's one you got to watch out for.
And puck into the far corner. Gargiulo trying to pull it away. As Katie German there as well. Now that in along the near boards. Here comes Malashevsky through the neutral zone. Over center into the offensive zone into the near corner. Malashevsky fires it right back behind the goal. That puck comes outside the far circle. Collected there. Fired into the far corner. Michigan centering attempt goes right through the slot. Izzy German on the near circle.
Nice pass.
She fires it high slot. Shot there by Katie German. And boy, just getting enough of it. Kingston with a good save. I'm not even sure she could have seen that coming.
Finally established. There we go.
Shot from the far circle and a save.
Finally established the territory, but wow.
Yeah, Lindahl with the beautiful save there. The Katie German one, I think that hit a couple people on the way. And
absolutely.
Still somehow Kingston able to find it, which is most impressive.
She's a big goalie, too. So that's a natural shot blocker right there.
8:26 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far, 0-0. Face-off in the far. Face-off circle comes back to the far point to Izzy German. Izzy German fires it outside the far circle. Now coming along, here comes Michigan back to the high point. Gustafson with the shot. Save! Another shot and a save! Oh! That comes all the way back as a good save and then a good save on a rebound, which is not easy. Puck in along the near boards. Trying to fire it ahead is Coops. Collected by Michigan. Fired along the far boards. Trying to get it through the neutral zone. Battle for it there. And poked away by Concordia and in control. Here comes Michigan. Through the neutral zone, gets it over to Cummings. Cummings fires it back deep, chasing it, Hung.
All freshman line doing all this pressure and all the flying around.
Into the near corner, and again, huge all freshman front line comes back out into the neutral zone. I love to see young folk with that much energy and that much skill. Kolwich has it back behind her own goal. Gets it over to Hung. Hung played AAA, but also played for Skyron last season and did well in the playoffs. That fired all the way back into the Concordia zone, but that will be icing. 7:22 left to go. Now, Michigan able to run all four lines here. That's impressive to get everyone into the game.
That's what I was speaking about with the depth. This year, if there's one huge change that I see on the team from last year is the amazing depth that you can run four lines and not be as concerned about who your defensive pairing is and stuff. It's really quite an accomplishment to be able to do that. And we're hoping that that's an advantage.
Absolutely. Puck into the neutral zone. Knocked right back in. Chipped ahead into the Concordia zone. Racing ahead. Matthews chasing it. That pulled as Pete puts it. Trying to fire it back deep, but Michigan puts it in along the end line. Collision there. Kolwich has it into the near corner. That got deflected off of Fouché. Hansen trying to get to it. Into the near corner. Hansen pulls it away. 6:45 left to go. Kolwich calling for it. Leaves it for Kolwich. Kolwich getting away from Tauker. Trying to fire it over to Vlazar. Back over to Gargiulo with a shot. And a glove save. Again, great shot. And boy, oh boy, it's Kingston being huge in the net.
Ava can rip the puck. That was a heck of a shot, top bar, corner, and that was a great save through bodies. It was a quick transition back into the zone, and that's money. Ava's money on those shots, so she's a good goalie.
Puck into the near corner, trying to pull it away. That tipped all the way back into the neutral zone. Katie German races back to get it. Bucksbaum back there with her. Katie German goes back behind the goal, trying to get away from Basel, who is a new player to the team, and she seems to be very good on the Concordia side. Puck controlled. Fired ahead by Dodgson. Here comes Collins. Collins gains the Michigan zone. Top of the near circle. Shot! And a save by Ponith. How hard is it for a goalkeeper who, at times, a lot of the action is down on the other end? How do you keep yourself in the game and keep that focus?
You know, when I started coaching goalies, I started playing goal. That's a good question. You got to stay warm. If it's slow, you just got to watch it. And every time it comes into your zone, the key is to be in a ready stance. So you got to come out and cut that angle. So you're kind of moving back and forth in the net to stay focused.
Gustafson puts it along the far boards. Lindahl trying to get away from McLaughlin. Battle for it and along the far boards outside the far circle. Comes back to the far point. Poked away.
Okay,
great job. Here comes Michigan on a breakaway. On the far circle coming in. Shot and a save. Again, and a fantastic save. Trying to pull it back there. Malashevsky trying to get to it, but Michigan had an opportunity. And
great defensive play.
Absolutely.
Really messed up their spacing and took it away.
Puck in along the near boards as Kaczmarek comes in. Kaczmarek puts it into the near corner. Gustafsson chasing it, trying to pull it away from Steinmetz. Lindahl in along the far boards. Lindahl trying to get it out of the zone, held in at the far point by McLaughlin. Bouncing puck in the slot, turning with it, short. Shot by Steinmetz, just goes wide to the near side, all the way back to the far point. Grab there. McLaughlin firing it. That deflected back in along the end boards. As Concordia underneath the near circle, right through the slot, right through the goal crease. Pulled away. Kaczmarek has it outside the far circle. Centering pass. It goes right back behind the goal. Shore has it into the near corner. The puck collected. Here comes Izzy German. Izzy German knocks it off the far boards.
High off the glass,
back in.
guys.
So they're able to stop it at that far point outside the near circle. Shore has it into the near corner. Michigan lifts it out into the neutral zone. Stopped right there by Schuyler, but pulled away.
Here we go.
Here comes Michigan coming ahead with it. Lindahl with a shot. That was blocked. Kaczmarek with a really good defensive play out in front of her own net.
That's a great play on an amazing offensive player. Blocked the shot. Tried to use her as a screen.
Cummings has it in the far corner, fires it out to the far point, held in there. Michigan right into the slot, and Shore fires it back into the neutral zone. In along the near boards, bringing it in. Kolwich fires it into the far circle. And pulled away. Kaczmarek gets it into the neutral zone, racing ahead with it. And brought into the Michigan zone, but poked right back into the neutral zone. Good defensive play. Coming in, Ava Hung has it on the far circle. Hung chases it into the far corner. She spins outside on the far circle. Deflected right through, just on the top of the crease. Kolwich has it. Kolwich fires it in along the near boards. Coming, trying to keep it in, but that deflected back into the neutral zone. Ceballos has it there. Ceballos puts it ahead. Controlled down on the far circle. Michigan trying to get it out.
High off the glass. Here we go.
There is Matthews. Matthews trying to send it back. Gordon on a line change. That collected in their own zone. Kolwich puts it along the far boards, fires it ahead. Now into the zone. Michigan has it. Far circle shot. Another save as that puck comes right back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Bucksbaum has it there. Bucksbaum gets it back. Now that banked off of the far boards into the Concordia zone where their defense, Schuyler, fires it all the way down.
It's got touched. It's good.
They'll say that was tipped as the puck moves in along the near boards to Hansen. Hansen outside the near circle. And pulled away, coming in. Orcus with it. Orcus trying to fire it out in front.
Last 3 minutes. This is critical time now. You want to score now. Don't give one up.
Here comes Hansen on the near circle. Fires it. Just goes wide. 2:26 left to go here in the first. Scoreless game so far. Katie German brings it in. Michigan has had some good opportunities, but some fantastic defense and goalkeeping by Concordia has kept this a scoreless game. Puck in along the end boards. Now put in along the near boards as that's brought ahead by Greer. Through the neutral zone as Bassel has it into the near corner. Trying to poke it away. Dodgson trying to get to it. Good job coming ahead with it. Here comes Carr. Carr gains his own. Top of the near circle. Carr makes a move into the slot. Carr sets up. Shot. Oh, right over the crossbar.
Did that go over the net?
Just over the crossbar. Deflected. Excellent job by Kingston. I think she got a stick on to put it over. That puck into the near corner. 1:43 left to go. Gustafsson has it top of the near circle. There, shot.
It's got to go.
And it's in.
Yeah.
And Gustafsson with the save.
First goal.
And Gustafsson gets her first goal as a Michigan Wolverine as Coach Ned has a puck right here for her, which is fantastic.
Yep.
So Gustafsson opens up the scoring. And that was, look, Kingston has been amazing, and there was nothing she could do about that because she was screened on that goal.
That was a
she
great
couldn't
shot.
even see it coming.
Right on the ice. Nice goal. And the play before with Kara going in, and she's 6 foot tall. She dangled right through and got a great shot and went right over the net. It's a good little flurry. But I can't say enough. If you had asked me how Concordia would be tough, I would never have said speed, and their speed has been amazing. Good
Speed, good defense, and great goaltending so far, and it makes this only a 1-1 game. As there is a whistle and a stoppage in play. 1:22 left to go here. They're going to drop the puck in the near circle. And just to Kingston's right, Malashevsky in to take that face-off. Lindahl to her left. Kolwich back behind him. Lindahl coming in to chase that into the corner. Pete fires it all the way around the boards. That tipped back by Steinmetz, held in. Good job by Swanson to hold it in. Now fired back in along the far board. Ceballos banks it off the far boards, trying to bring it ahead. Orcus sends it ahead. Here comes Shore. Shore puts it out in front, and they answer back.
1 minute.
As with 1 minute left to go, it was a beautiful job of Concordia getting back, and they fired that over.
Yeah.
And I believe that was Steinmetz who ended up getting the game-tying goal there.
I always tell them, don't get too happy. And I tell you, Concordia answered. It's how you answer, and they did. 1 minute to go. Wow. It's going to be a game. That
Absolutely.
was nothing that Sandy could do on that.
It was a really good pass out in front.
Yep.
Good job to be unselfish and move that puck around by Concordia.
Yep.
Pete in along the near boards, brings it in. Pete fires it. Poneth will stop that and cover it up. She doesn't want to take any chances. 1-1 between these two teams. First game of the season for Michigan. Second game of the season for Concordia. So they played University of Michigan Dearborn. Had the first 2 goals, but ended up losing that one 5-2. Puck in along the far boards. Bucksbaum has it. Back behind, Katie German trying to get it over to Hansen outside the near circle. Hansen fires it ahead. Here comes Michigan. Gargiulo through center. Here comes Matthews on the near circle. Matthews with the shot. Kingston with another save. 33.5 seconds left to go. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That puck comes back. Katie German, top of the near circle, shot. And that's covered up. Kingston with another save. 29.4 seconds left to go.
Fatigue may be an issue for the Concordia goaltender after this is over.
They absolutely had to make a lot of stops. Katie German puts it into the near corner. Dodgson has it. Dodgson rockets it all the way around. Bucksbaum trying to keep it in, but that sends back into the Michigan zone. Katie German has it there. Katie German into the near corner. Coming up the near boards, trying to avoid Dodgson. Katie German. That intercepted as Basel with the shot. Good save by Poneth out in front. Still battling and pulling it away. This Concordia team really looking to get that last second goal as they kept focus all throughout.
Yes, I think she got that last save on a butt end.
Boy, that was a heck of a job by both teams. It is 1-1 here at the Arctic Edge of Canton. So what are your thoughts after the 20 minutes of play so far?
Well, if you're not here, you should be, because if you want to see good hockey, this is the purest it comes. There's no testosterone. There's none of that stuff. It's just fast hockey with great passing, intellectual hockey. I mean, these Michigan women are brilliant, and they work hard, and they deserve to have the fans. There's quite a few people out. I'm impressed. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I like the old Concordia better than the new Concordia.
They're playing really well.
Really
They're
well.
playing
really
very well
I
this
mean,
game.
I'm surprised by the speed
Yeah.
of the people that they've got forechecking, especially on the penalty kill, are taking 3 Michigan people to get possession. That's pretty impressive. They're breaking down our power play just with that first person. So.
Well, it will be an exciting game throughout, obviously. Let's talk a little bit about the next upcoming games here. As coming up tomorrow, it will be at the Mount Clemens Ice Arena as Michigan State versus Michigan. So just in case you didn't think this one was going to be a fantastic game, that one should be fantastic as well. It was a overtime win overtime tie last season between the two. The Spartans won in overtime the last game, so Michigan trying to bounce back. That is 2 o'clock out at Mount Clemens Ice Arena. Then Michigan will be on the road for a pair of games at Lake Superior State University, October 7th and October 8th. That will be a 7 p.m. game on Saturday, a 1 p.m. game on Saturday. So you don't even have to take Friday off to come out. You know, you can come out Friday night or the next morning. I think we'll leave right after we broadcast the Pioneer football game and head right up there, so we won't have too much traffic. And then you don't have to take Monday off. You can get right back. So that'll be a fantastic time. If you haven't seen a game up at Taffy Abel Arena. It is well worth it. And if you were an old school CCHA fan, it's fun to see all those banners and back to the old CCHA days.
Doug
really
Waite
enjoyable.
and all that stuff. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And there's great stuff in town. Good coffee, and you can always check out the locks.
Oh, which is an amazing time. Absolutely. Absolutely. My wife, being a native of Illinois, had never been up that way, so we showed her the locks, and that was fantastic. I'm really embarrassed to say last season was my first time getting out to that rink, though.
Oh.
Been to Sault Ste. Marie a few times, but I've never gotten to check out a Lake State game. Then finally, Michigan will be at Yost Ice Arena October 13th. That will be a 6:30 game versus Grand Valley State University, a team that Michigan played a couple times, including in the playoffs last season. And then Niagara coming to town. That will be 4 o'clock on October 29th. That is a Sunday, so it's right before Halloween, so come on out, check out that game. Niagara, not a team that we get to see a lot, so that will be a lot of fun there as well. All right. Any particular games? I mean, I know you're looking forward to a lot of them, but any particular games on the schedule you've kind of circled as big ones that you're really excited about?
You know, that's another good question, Mark. You're good at these good questions. I love to play teams that we don't have non-league games that are just fun with somebody new and different.
Yeah.
So I think the Niagara game is going to be a blast. I know on the schedule, I don't know how good they'll be, but Rhode Island is always fun.
Absolutely.
And getting back to St. Louis to play Lindenwood and things like that, we have a long history with the teams out there. So those are the fun ones. Of course, you know, you can never beat the rivalry. Rob Blackburn used to coach here at Michigan for 8 years. I worked with him for those 8 years. So the rivalry game just gets stronger and stronger when the two get together with the history that we've had. So I don't know. Right now it's hard to pick out a favorite. I guess I'll pick the ones we win. How's that sound?
That works perfectly. Well, we'd love to see you all out tomorrow, 2 o'clock at Mount Clemens Ice Arena. We'd love to see a big crowd out. And again, for a late Friday night when competing with high school football and all sorts of stuff, there's a nice crowd here, and I'm very appreciative. Lots of Michigan fans out, lots of Concordia fans out. People know that this is a great rivalry. Concordia does look like they have a broadcast as well, so if you get sick of me, you can never get sick of Coach Neb, but if you get sick of me, you can check out their broadcast
I know,
as
the
well.
jury's still out. This is a tryout, you know. Every broadcast is a tryout for me.
Well, you know, we'll just have to watch as everyone writing in saying, get rid of that other guy, but keep Coach Ned.
Well, I'm pretty impressed with the research you do and the play-by-play. And I'll tell you a little bit of history. When I started doing this with the women's teams, we only used first names because the girls really didn't want to be called by their last names.
Sure.
So I got used to that. I did Huron for a while, and the guys were fine with it. Well, it's changed now. The girls aren't upset by it, but I still, for whatever reason, stick to most of their first names. So you're going to probably see me dropping more first names or nicknames. I've kind of been the coach of nicknames lately, especially with all the teams, with all the girls named Katie and stuff like that. So you may hear an occasional nickname and stuff like that, but it'll typically be first names. But yeah, I'm having a ball. This is pretty cool. Great seats, Mark. You can probably, it's great. These are almost as good as the seats I had behind the bench with a lot less pressure.
It is not bad. It's not bad. And if you can't get in, if you're frustrated where you can't get good seats to one of the men's games at Yost, come to one of the women's games. You can take your pick. It is fantastic. There is never a bad time in that arena.
I promise you good seats, and if you can't get a good seat, look me up. I'll be sure you get a good seat.
Any of the new players have any fun nicknames that we haven't heard of?
Well, you know, it's interesting you say that. We've got 2 Avas now.
Yep.
And years ago we had 2 Kiras, and they named the younger one Baby Kira, and I've been pushing for Bava, for baby Ava, but I'm not sure that's going to stick. I will say that having another Katie on the team is cumbersome, so I'm warning Katie Cummings that it's going to be KC Cummings, KC for Katie Cummings.
There you go.
If I have to yell, but I'm not the cheerleader on the bench like I was the past years, and I have to be a little more tuned in and not yell into the microphone here. But you know, a new one, KG was another Katie that we had to work through. Mariana is hard to say on the bench, so the team and I usually go with Marty. things like that. So
Sure, yeah.
And Megan Matthews has always been called Tammy when she plays. So we respect that and call her Tammy sometimes too. So I think those are the main ones, Sandy for Sandrine and things like that. But we're still working on a few other ones. But
nice.
Well, I'll tell you right now, one of the real great new players on this team that I'm impressed with is Lucy Hansen, and she doesn't need a nickname because she's the only Lucy. But I mentioned to one of the players that I saw her make a play, and I said, man, she is a stud muffin. And the girls have picked up on that now. So I told them that's an old name, but it's a good name. It's not a rip or anything when I persuaded Lucy into the fact that she's an amazing player, and that's a name that may stick. We'll see. So.
Well, thankfully, I think everyone's too young to say anything like bop or something about the band that was out. I worked at a record store during that time, so I was subjected to that a fair amount. It is amazing. It kind of comes in waves. You do have Katie Christensen, Katie German. You have Katie Cummings. So you have lots of different folk there. So
and one year on defense, Mark, we had a Callie and a Kaylee. And I'm an old guy. I'm yelling, Callie, Kaylee, and they look at you when you say the wrong name, like you're losing it. So I said, okay, we're going to have a KB and we're going to have Rocky because one was from Colorado. So I just went with KB and Rocky, and that's how I was able to make it look like I knew their names.
I always used to think it was funny when I was broadcasting and some of the parents are yelling, go 12, go 12. But I get it at the same time. You're not going to mess it up, right? So,
That's great. Well, the funny part about that is people ask me their numbers, and we don't wear jerseys with numbers at practice.
Oh, sure,
I know every woman by the way she skates.
Yeah, there you go.
And I don't know them by their numbers. I know by the way they skate. And sometimes you get two players that look similar. You got to be careful. But if somebody asks me now tonight, I'm looking at numbers, but I've never been able to tell this team from numbers. And people ask, well, what numbers? And they think I don't coach them because I don't know. All the time we're on the ice, they're in jerseys that don't say that. So.
Yeah, I end up kind of the other way is people will be like, oh, you know all the players. I'm like, only if they got numbers on them.
Yeah.
So
it helps this year because now they got numbers and names, so we've come a long ways.
Absolutely. Well, let's play just a little bit of the Michigan Marching Band. We'll play a little bit of the Victors, and we'll come back. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left on this, and we'll be right back with the opening puck drop of the second period. You are watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. It's 1-1 at the end of one. Nice work, sir. Excellent job. Excellent. Well, thank you. I try my best. Like I said, I always thought, man, growing up and listening to Euchre, which is a little bit more of my time, but listening to Beckman and Branstatter, and then Ken Cal, obviously, but why am I blanking his name? Tigers, Ernie Harwell. And I just always was like, man, I want to do that someday. And it took me a long time to take a shot. But, yeah. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. No, that was perfect. Oh, I'm good. I got something right back there. But yeah, you can go and grab something if you need to. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, I need to make that happen. Yep. That'd be perfect. Man, there used to be a way that I could see like a week's worth on here. Let's do a little bit of a scoreboard report. The only CCWHA game that happened, and Coach Ned is coming right back in, the only CCWHA game that happened was these Concordia Cardinals last Saturday versus University of Michigan Dearborn. But yesterday, a couple of games across Division I and Division II of the ACHA. Maryville University beat Arizona State 5-2. It was Bowling Green falling to Miami University. That indeed too. That was a 4-2 game there. So I did not realize that Miami University actually had a Division II. I don't know if that's a newer thing, but I know they've had Division I for the women in a long time. I was just noticing that Miami University has a Division II team. Is that new?
It could be. I'm not tuned into twos.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been talk at Michigan of twos over the time. You know, it takes a bit of time to get established and get into a league, but
yeah,
they kind of come and go if you've got extra players.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure there's something to be said for Michigan State always having a 1 and a 2 and being able to, if they need someone, pull someone up from the other team or whatnot.
That's correct. Yep. Yeah, it gives girls that want to play but don't have the time to do it, or maybe they're not quite at the same ability level to be able to still play the game we love.
As we are getting ready to go, 1-1 is our score here, starting off in the second. That puck in along the far boards, working to get it. Hansen fires it ahead. In along the far boards, Concordia fires it right back out as that heads into the Michigan zone. In along the near boards, trying to pull it away, Watkins. That tipped back, Matthews chasing it. As that will come back into the Concordia zone. Pete has it back behind her own goal. Pete fires it in along the forwards. Hansen puts it into the far corner. Pete pulls it away. She fires it right back behind her own goal. Watkins puts it outside the near circle as Bassel ahead to Collins. Collins feeds it all the way down for Dodgson. Katie German comes back to grab that in along the near boards. Katie German puts it outside the near circle. Battle for it there. Michigan, Hansen gets it into the neutral zone. Here comes Hansen over center ice. Hansen has that pocket picked by Collins. Really good defensive play by Collins.
That's on a back check. Holy mackerel, there's a lot of speed there.
Absolutely, as the puck back into the far corner, controlled.
Open up front.
That puck just kind of stuck on the ice, covered up by Poneth. 18:56 left to go here in the second. 1-1 Michigan scored, and then less than 30 seconds later, Concordia able to answer back. Face-off will be upon its left in the far face-off circle.
Here's one of the frustrating things, Mark. Well, they don't let the ice dry a lot of times for this group, and it's too bad because it starts to affect the play. But it looks like it's starting to freeze up now.
Excellent. Yeah, you never want that you see it super wet and the puck sometimes sticks places, and that's never fun. Puck in along the near boards, trying to pull it away. Croft had it. Now Benoit. That puck bounces up in the center ice, pulled in along the near board. Simmer fires it back into the near corner. Simmer trying to get away from Kaczmarek. Simmer firing it. There's Gargiulo with a shot, and oh boy, it tried to sneak past that inner post, that near post, but
it is good. I thought it went in.
And it is good. It went in.
It did look like it hit the post in her pad and bounced back and forth.
That is a Michigan goal. Kingston pleading her case, and it looked like she had her pads right there, but it just wasn't snugged up against that pole, and there was just a small amount of the area that could get fired in. So
that was a great move by Jessie. She did what we call cheese, where she looked like she was going to go all the way behind the net, and everybody followed her, but she cut back or dumped it on the short side, and Ava was right there to put it right on the post, and the goalie wasn't able to get the pad against the post.
And that's tough because you expect it going a different way, and then right there it's on your doorstep, someone's firing it. And that's not an easy thing to deal with as a goalkeeper.
And it's tough on the defense. Everybody anticipates them going all the way around. We actually work on that play because of the nature of surprise.
It's the coaching staff for Concordia, Coach Barlow, having her say, as of course she wants to make sure that everything is copacetic, and of course she would love for that goal to come off the scoreboard, but.
And if I recall, she played at Michigan State in that.
I do believe, that's a familiar name.
Yep.
Yeah,
back in the day.
It's always cool to see former ACHA players. Obviously, we got one behind the Michigan bench right now, but it's wonderful to see former players who come in, and now the coach is checking with Coach Tribbiano. And the 2 stays up there. All righty, excellent. Michigan up 2-1. Little break in the action, 18:24 left to go here.
Now Michigan has to be careful not to get too happy, and right now Concordia is pissed, so that's not going to help either.
Lindahl has it on the near circle. Lindahl banks it in along the far boards, picked up there, coming down the far circles, knocked away. Izzy German stays out in front. Gustafson puts it back, trying to fire it out in front. That deflected away. Good opportunity for Concordia. Here comes Lindahl over center ice. Lindahl gains the zone. Puts it in along the end boards. Gets through traffic. Now Lindahl going from the near side to the far side. That puck put in along the far boards. Held in at the far point. That'll go into the near corner. Outside the near circle. Concordia brings it out. Banks it off the far boards. Gustafson has it. Gustafson firing it ahead. That puck at the far point. Concordia quickly back out into the neutral zone. Malashevsky fires it back deep. Schuyler has it in the far corner. Schuyler fires it down the far boards. Gordon trying to grab that. That kept in at the far point. The puck comes right back behind Orcus with it underneath the near circle of her own zone. Orcus over to Steinmetz. Now here comes Hung. Hung into the near corner. Pull back away. Battling with it. Katie German puts it into the near corner. Gordon trying to pull that away outside the near circle, battling Steinmetz.
You can see Michigan's plan this period is to play the whole period in this zone.
Absolutely.
There we
Gordon
go.
has it out in front. Knocked away. Battle for it as a trio of players down on the ice and along the end boards. Gordon pulls it away.
Right
and
there.
Puck out in front, and they shoot and they score. As a good goal there. Michigan able to fire that in, and just trying to make sure as the jersey was tucked behind. I believe that was Cummings. I just want to verify that. No, that's Malashevsky, excuse me. Right, 77? Yeah, Malashevsky. Although it looked like Cummings on the back there. Anyway. So goal at 16:43. Malashevsky puts it in.
I think.
So was it Gordon? Fair enough. I will. At this problem, we don't have replay here. We're hoping to get it when we're at Yost, and that'll help out. As that puck came along, we'll double check, see if we can't verify who got that goal between periods. That fired around as Bucksbaum into the neutral zone. Flazar fires it down the far boards, bringing it ahead outside the far circle. Hanson with a shot. That's a save by Kingston as it comes outside the near circle. Bucksbaum battling there. Comes back to the blue line. Out into the neutral
Nice
zone. Matthews throwing it around.
Step back on D and helped out.
Coming back, here comes Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum on the near circle. Bucksbaum trying to fire it ahead. Flazar gets it out into the neutral zone and along the far boards. That plucked up there. Here comes Hanson. Hanson skating around from the far side to the near side. Shot from the blue line.
He can shoot it.
It was a long shot, but a good shot.
Yep.
As
Never,
battling it back
she's
behind.
got somebody in front. She'll find him.
That plucked up. Now Concordia fires it all the way down the ice. Kolwich chasing it. And that will be icing, and that will head back the other way. 15:33 left to go. It's 3-1 Michigan.
My reasoning for thinking that was Manami Gordon that scored that is you watch the player's reaction, and then they always let the player who scored hit the gloves going through the bench.
Yeah.
And I thought that might have been her, and the way they were congratulating. Could be her setup, her assist too, I'm not sure. But that would be a first goal for her. That's why I've got to get on it too.
Absolutely. We'll verify that. We'll verify that, absolutely. And we have really good seats here, but we're not too up high, so it's easy to miss as the puck out in front, battling as that comes all the way outside the near circle. Good job by Michigan. Even better save there by Kingston. Shot from the near circle, or from the near point by Ceballos, and another save by Kingston. Boy, Kingston has been busy this period.
Yeah, Michigan's doing a really good job of funneling the play to their points and setting stuff up. A lot of screens, a lot of tips. A lot of rebounds that they're crashing, which is something we haven't always done a good job of. We have people who can blast it from the points. We haven't always had people that want to get dirty in front, and this year it looks like we're going to have a lot of people that are willing to muck it up in front.
Carr outside the near circle. Carr trying to work her way through traffic.
She's got amazing hands.
That puck held in by Carr, puts it into the far corner and along the end boards right back behind the goal. Trying to peel it off of the end boards. Battle for Carr back over there underneath the near circle. And fired ahead by McLaughlin. Controlled at her own blue line by Dodson. Dodson fires it ahead. Here comes Concordia into the zone. As that puck will come back behind as Collins had it into the far corner. Michigan gets it back to the far point. And that goes just outside of the far post as Kaczmarek had it. Puck in along the near boards. Michigan trying to get it out of the zone. That fired ahead by Simmer. Now coming in. Here comes Carr. Top of the near circle. Carr trying to get past traffic. Comes out in front. She ends up in along the end boards. Good job holding that post by Kingston. Coming in. Here comes Basil. Basil outside the near circle of the Michigan zone. The puck back behind. Lindahl has it going from the near side to the far side. Lindahl coming up the far board. Squeezes it, but that held in at the far point by Concordia. The puck comes outside the near circle. Battle for it there. Harmon sets it up. Backhanded shot. That comes outside the far circle. Good attempt by Concordia. Held in at the far point. Now chipped ahead. Here comes Michigan.
2-on-1.
Michigan with a 2-on-1. Lindahl on the near side. And there's a score!
Rips low corner, far side.
Swanson fires it in, and Michigan takes the 4-1 lead. As that's got to be tough for Kingston as a goalkeeper, as you see the player coming, and do you play the player? Do you play the pass?
Yeah.
You hope you have a defender who takes away the pass, but
yeah, each goaltender is a little different. Usually they want you to take away you've got the shooter. It's not always that way, but that time Kelsey had enough time to look over at Julia and make her think that she had to hedge and just pick the corner. Sweet shot. She can rip it.
Beautiful positioning on that shot, bringing it in Michigan. In along the near boards, Malashevsky puts it into the near corner. That pulled back behind and along the far boards as Concordia gets it right back out in along the near boards. Bucksbaum fires it ahead. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl with a shot. Kingston with the save into the near corner. Trying to dig bodies in along the near corner, trying to pull it out. Don't tell me that women's hockey isn't physical as they're jarring and trying to lever it away.
Our most common injury is concussions.
Jets with it as she's Sends it in along the far boards. Here comes Orcus. Orcus down the far boards. Over. Stolen away. Steinmetz has it now on the far circle. Shot! And a good save by Kingston. Did
that hit top bar?
I think it did.
Oof.
Lindahl fired ahead by Bucksbaum. Now grabbing. Here comes Malashevsky. Malashevsky into the far corner. Malashevsky feeds it out right out in front. Good defensive play by Orcus to knock that puck away. It comes into the near corner. Trying to pull it down the near boards. Digging. There's a quartet of players there. Trying to dig away. Gordon comes in to try and grab that puck as well, as it is levered against that wall. As the battle continues, Malashevsky able to break it free, but a whistle, and they're going to redrop that puck. 12:08 left to go here in the second. 4-1 Michigan with the lead, as really good first period by Concordia. And it's not that Concordia is playing a lot worse, but Michigan's really keeping the pressure on this second period.
Yeah, I think they got a good talking to between periods, and I know that Michigan's depth has got to be taking a toll, because when you can run 4 lines like they can, it's going to make a difference.
Absolutely. I mean, there's only so much. If you have 2 really good lines, there's only so much you can do to compete with someone rolling 4. The puck in the near corner. It slips out in front, trying to get the shot away. Collins does a good job to get her stick on it as that puck comes all the way back. Coming ahead with it, here comes Dodgson. She is dangerous. Dodgson has that puck knocked away. Fantastic defensive play by Kolwich, but coming in, Collins had it. That deflected into the near corner. Collins, centering attempt. That pulled away by Hung. As that out into the neutral zone. Collected in along the far boards by Greer. Now making her way in. Collins trying to get to it. That knocked away. Right back. Trying to get into the neutral zone was Kolwich. Simmer has it in along the end boards. Well, Michigan trying to play in Concordia's end, but Concordia playing tough and not allowing them to get out of the zone as Ceballos sends it over and along the far board. Stolen away shot. That just went high. Dodgson got it into the high slot. Now Hung banks it off the near boards. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Michigan. Coming in. Gordon has it on the near circle. Gordon with that shot. That goes past.
Concordia goalie's giving them stick side low, man, and they're trying to take it. They're just going a little wide.
Shot from the far point goes into the near corner. That hits the netting. 10:47 left to go here.
Another thing that might be taking a toll, Mark, in this game is that Concordia's style of play is so physical that'll wear you down faster than just skating along. And it's tough on Michigan, but if they can spread it around on 4 lines, that fatigue factor might raise its ugly head.
As Izzy German has it at the near point. Fires it outside the near circle. Flassar has it, and that goes into the netting. So we'll re-drop it again here in the near circle. It's Michigan with 3 goals here in the second. They had a goal in the first, and Concordia answered mere moments later. Flassar working outside the near circle. Gets it to the near point, held in by Izzy German. Working away, that top of the far circle, shot there by Gustafson, out in front, trying to poke away, and good job by Kingston to cover it up. There are a lot of bodies battling down low in this game. I will absolutely admit that.
And, from my perspective, that is fantastic, because right there in the slot, the kitchen we called it, sometimes we had a reluctance to be there, and I don't see any of that this year. I see people going there and getting dirty, and that's exactly because we're going to get some ugly goals, and we've had some tonight, but we'll take them. They all count the same.
Absolutely. It's one of the few ways you can really try and get past an amazing goaltender is get a lot of traffic out in front. Shot from the top of the far circle. That comes back outside the near circle.
It's hard to stop what you can't see.
Absolutely. Pulled away, coming the other direction. Here comes Gents. Gains his own, fires it. Puck will go over the net into the near corner. Gathered there by Izzy German. She fires it all the way around the boards, trying to get their Gustafson that into the far corner. Matthews battling with it back behind. Matthews has it underneath the near circle. Matthews trying to get away from shore. Gets it over to Izzy German. Izzy German battling Gents. Trying to pull that away. Now Shore in along the end boards. Michigan coming ahead with it down along the near boards. Here comes Hansen. Through the neutral zone. Hansen gains his own. Hansen on the near circle. Beautiful move. That chipped away by Kingston. But you can see the stick level and the skill. That shot by Matthews.
Hence
along
the
far
nickname.
boards.
Woo!
Absolutely. Matthews has it in along the end boards, back behind the goal, underneath the near circle now. Trying to get it as Goldman chases in to try and pull that away. The puck comes in along the far board, sent into the neutral zone. Collected there by Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum sends it ahead. Here comes Goldman, but offsides as Matthews was still trying to get herself untangled and out of the zone, so that will come outside of the Concordia zone, and they'll probably be in the near face-off circle. 9:06 left to go here in the second, 4-1. Michigan in the lead. Gargiulo moves it back in along the near boards. Bucksbaum fires it ahead. That pull by Collins. Collins, it's been fantastic in their first 2 games of this season. And puck into the far corner. Fired ahead by Katie German. Intercepted by Collins. Now here comes Gargiulo. Gargiulo gets it into the neutral zone. Collins has it right at center ice. Drifts back to her own blue line. And puck loose. Gargiulo trying to poke it away. Now fired back deep by Michigan. Kingston has it back behind the goal. Now Schuyler trying to get to it. That puck backhanded ahead. Now fired by Basel. Michigan, Katie German down the far boards of the neutral zone, gains the zone. Katie German weaving through traffic into the slot. She loses an edge and goes down. The puck coming ahead with it and along the near boards, trying to fire it back the other way is Gargiulo.
Ava's great at coming back as a forward and helping out on D. Done that all her career.
Cevallos has it into the far corner, now bringing it back over along the near boards, Katie German. It's got to be great when you have a forward who can help you out on defense like that.
That's a good way. Back checking helps, but getting in there. Okay, here we got a dangler.
Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl with a shot that just goes wide to the near side.
They're just not giving her space tonight. They know what she did last year.
Malashevsky trying to fire it out in front. Swanson battling that puck in along the end boards, right back behind the goal. Again, very physical game so far. Cevallos puts it into the near corner. Swanson with it there. Swanson battling a pair of Concordia players. Lindahl trying to dig in there to get it away as well as they're levering and battling. And
I don't quite get this where they just let them do that forever anymore now. Then it goes in the netting.
Up into the netting. How long did it used to be that they let them dig in there? And I mean, it seems like they do let it go for a while.
Yeah, they really try to encourage the. I don't think there's that much loss of momentum by a stoppage like that. What it does allow is you can kill a penalty by sliding it along, and we do it, but I don't think it's great for the game.
It's also got to be exhausting trying to dig it out of the corner and using everything you can. Cevallos.
I can't do it with my knees. That's another reason.
Absolutely. Hung has it back behind and along the near boards. Outside the near circle, trying to pull it away. Hung back there. Now that deflected into the neutral zone. Cevallos back to her own blue line, feeding it ahead. That grab by Watkins at her own blue line. Watkins travels back into her own zone. Watkins feeds ahead, trying to get it to Croft. That fired back deep by Hansen or by Harmon into the near corner. Swung around. Kolwich has it in the far corner. Pulled away, backhanded, and then moved. Good defensive play by Michigan to move it outside the near circle. Croft fires it. It deflects back behind the goal. And along the far boards, that fired all the way down. And that will be icing. That will head right back into the Michigan zone. 6:31 left to go here in the first period. 4-1 is the score by Michigan.
Good hockey.
Absolutely. Despite the score, Concordia is still playing really tough hockey.
I would totally agree. They have not given up at all yet.
And that's a true testament to the team of, you don't care about the score, you continue battling. And this is a team that's going to win some games this season. We just hope it's not tonight.
Right.
As the puck in along the end boards in the Michigan zone, trying to pull that away is Kolwich. Cummings back there as well. Kolwich continuing to try and dig it out of that corner. His body's hitting the ice as Steinmetz down there. Now Hung trying to pull it out of that, off of the half wall.
This is where I used to teach the crowbar. They always laughed at it, but nice save.
That was a good shot by Concordia. Good save by Ponith. McLaughlin with a shot.
Another tip.
And deflected back out. Now trying to get it back as Gordon fires it all the way down. And collected.
Smart play.
Kaczmarzyk sends it over to Shore. Shore feeding it ahead. Here comes Steinmetz. Steinmetz in the near circle. Steinmetz puts it right through the slot. Now there's a shot by Kaczmarzyk. And a good job. I'm not even sure that that Ponith could have seen that one coming. Matthews with it in the far corner, trying to bring it ahead. That deflected all the way back.
It's a tough period for Michigan shifts. You can see that they're struggling with getting the defense out. They can't all change at the same time. That's something that Coach Tribbs will preach all year long. We've got to be smarter.
Yeah, Concordia's really kind of kicked it up a little bit of a gear this last couple minutes, and really keeping the puck down in the Michigan zone.
Now Michigan stuck out there. They didn't get a shift change. This D has been out there a long time.
Again, that's something that if you watch high school hockey, they let you change on a icing, but college and pro, if you ice it, you got to keep those folks out there. That cost the Michigan men's team a national championship versus Minnesota Duluth.
Yeah, that puck went into the players' bench, so we got those D off because they were gassed.
Face off in the far face off circle. Harmon trying to get to it. That puck back to the far point. Orcus fires it and into the near corner. Controlled there by Tauker. Back, Gustafson puts it back into the near corner. Tauker with it there. Flazar trying to pull it away. The puck loose underneath the near circle. Matthews heading back behind the goal. Matthews sends it back to Gustafson. Gustafson has it underneath the near circle. Gustafson ahead to Flazar. Flazar quickly gets it into the neutral zone. Matthews trying to pull that away. Gustafson has to retreat. Now Hansen has it in her own zone. Hansen backhands it over along the far boards as Izzy German tries to fire it ahead. Tauker puts it right back into the Michigan zone. Gustafson over to Izzy German. Here comes Hansen through center ice. A big collision, and that puck controlled by Concordia as Hansen fires it into the near corner. Izzy German with it back behind that puck into the far corner.
That was a tough pass. You got to be careful to not set your forwards up to look back and pick that up and get hammered.
Absolutely. Puck in the far circle. It's a shot that just wouldn't go in. Hansen chases it back behind. Oh, what a good job to save that by Kingston. That puck right back behind. The puck gathered up, coming through into the neutral zone. Basel has it on the near circle. Basel feeding it. And all the way through the slot. Carr trying to knock it away. Puck loose. Gargiulo in along the far boards. Dodgson trying to pull that back. Still battling with it. Here comes Carr. Carr makes a nifty move. Gets it back over along the far boards. Here comes Katie German. And puck into the zone. Carr with a shot from the far circle. That moved back behind by Kingston. The puck underneath the near circle. Carr still with it. Now moved back to the near point. Bucksbaum, that deflected out in front by Gargiulo. Battling and a save by Kingston. Well, you talk about that in football, too, where you were talking about the pass setting up your player to kind of end up in a bad situation.
Yeah.
See that in football where you throw it over the middle and put it out, and the person has to go up and get it, and they're annihilated, and not a fun time. No. So it's tough, though, when you're just trying to get it out of your zone and not ice it and get a little bit of breathing room.
We practice high off the glass all the time. On a play like that, it was a good pass. You just have to try not to turn your head.
Yeah.
The other thing is the same thing off the boards would make it so a player doesn't have that situation, but it's a tough one. When you let it go, sometimes you think, uh-oh.
Absolutely.
As a teammate, you say heads up and hope for the best.
Puck moved in along the near boards. Here comes Simmer. Carr hits Simmer. Simmer outside the near circle, firing it. That's sticked in along the far boards by Kingston. As that puck out at the far point, trying to hold it in.
Jeez.
And slips right to the blue line. Michigan retreats into the neutral zone. Over to Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum up these near boards. Coming ahead with it. 2:27 left to go here in the second period. 4-1. Michigan with the lead. But here comes Shore. Shore top of the far circle. And over to Steinmetz. Steinmetz back to Shore outside the far circle. Good defensive play by Michigan trying to get it out of as Katie German battling a pair of Concordia Cardinals. That goes back to the far point. Shot there by McLaughlin, knocked away by Poneth and covered up.
Critical time, the last 2 minutes. This is where they got to lock it down. Don't give them any momentum.
Again, it seems like Michigan got it up to a 3-goal lead, and Concordia ratcheted up their intensity as they have really...
You'd think they just put them to sleep, but
yeah,
that's what you hope, but that's not going to be the case tonight.
This team has a lot of grit to it as that comes over in along the near boards, pulled back over by Croft. Croft sends it to the near point. Schuyler firing it deep. into the far corner. Kolwich sends it. That held in at the far point by Orcus as Hung was trying to get it out of the zone. And outside the far circle, Orcus firing it in. That goes off of the side of the net. Now into the far circle. That puck loose. Orcus trying to get to it. Hung chases in along the far boards. Picked up there. Puck bouncing. Concordia trying to hold it in as Orcus at the far point. Now Harmon trying to fire it back deep. Kolwich chasing it. Now Ceballos back behind their own goal. Ceballos into the near corner, trying to get it ahead to Gordon. Gordon to the near point, held in by Schuyler. Now Ceballos sends it over and along the far boards.
So now Michigan's tired. And the other thing is that Concordia's pressing, so they're pinching on everything.
And that'll be a shot on goal
so
ending
they can
up.
Change if they want.
So that gives Michigan a change as
and they didn't change.
Trying to avoid an icing, but that comes all the way back, and that'll be an icing for.
Oh, they beat us to it. Oh, she doesn't realize it. The Concordia player left.
As that comes all the way in along the nearest circle. 44 seconds left to go. 4-1 Michigan with the lead. Collins coming away with it on the nearest circle. It goes right through the slot, trying to get to it. Good job by Kolwich to poke that away. Hansen has it. His boy Concordia had big eyes open trying to get to that puck.
Caro's got that 6-foot reach that really saved her there. That was a good play.
As that puck back behind the Concordia goal with 22 seconds left to go. Concordia trying to get one more rush in as Shore gets it over to Bassel. Bassel on the near circle. Good defensive play.
Izzy.
Excellent job by Izzy German to knock that away. Flazard chasing it back. Pete has it on the near circle of her own zone with 6 seconds left to go. 4-1 Michigan with the lead. That puck comes back into the neutral zone. Michigan. Matthews will just skate it around. And 3 goals for Michigan in that period, but boy, you couldn't tell it the last 10 minutes as Concordia just ratcheted it up, and we're lucky that they didn't cut the deficit in half.
Yeah, I would have thought at this point they'd be kind of gliding, but they've been very impressive in staying with Michigan. Michigan's had its hands full, even up 4-1. And I don't think it's goaltender's fault at the Concordia end either. I mean, the goals have been just people crashing and not her fault at all.
Yeah.
It's been good. So this period will tell a lot with depth and if that physical play. Although I don't think Concordia has to play physical. I think they've got the wheels. I just don't know if they've got the depth. I haven't been counting the lines, so it's good hockey.
Absolutely. Well, let's do just a quick break, and then we'll come back with your Michigan scoreboard report. We'll do some ACHA scores as well. We'll be back with your third period action. Here, you're watching Michigan Women's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting, 4-1 at the second period. It's halftime, and let's do the Michigan scoreboard report. Talked about a few ACHA games coming up, although CCWHA has only had one game so far. But looking at the full Michigan schedule, as taking a look, golf is playing a non-scoring event in Richmond, Indiana. That's Indiana at Forest Hills. Cross country is made 7th out of 16 at the Sean Earl Lakefront Invitational in Chicago. For cross country, also the Joe Piane Notre Dame Invitational, they got 3rd out of 16. For tennis, the Wolverine Invitational, non-scoring item that started at 2 o'clock today. In field hockey, Michigan beat Indiana 2-0. So I need to get myself over to a field hockey game. For swimming and diving for women, the Be Better Invitational started today for both men and women. No score so far. In I believe that's softball, Michigan played Toledo at 6 p.m. No score reported in that. And in volleyball, it was a 3-0 loss to number 13 Minnesota, 9-25, 17-25, and 18-25. Coming up tomorrow for swimming and diving against Amazing Blue inter-squad meet for both men and women. That's at 9 o'clock in Ann Arbor. Tennis, again, the Wolverine Invitational continues. That starting at 10 a.m. Softball at Notre Dame, Indiana. That's a noon game for softball. And then baseball has a game versus Eastern Michigan. That is noon on the tomorrow as well. Michigan football plays at 2:30, so 2:30 Central, that'll be 3:30. So you have enough time to go to the Michigan women's game at 2 o'clock versus Michigan State. Then maybe listen a little bit on the radio at the end or find a good bar to watch. But check out the hockey game, and then versus Nebraska, 3:30 Central. And then in intramural hockey, it is Michigan versus Simon Fraser and that's going to be an exhibition. Sorry, that's the men's hockey team. They have just kind of abbreviations over. So the men's hockey team is playing an exhibition versus Simon Fraser. That will be at Yost September 30th at 7 p.m. So that is your Michigan scoreboard report. We are going to play. It is the second intermission. So let's play a little bit of I Can't Turn You Loose.
Well, good afternoon and welcome once again to the Michigan Amphitheater. You know, so much of the music we hear today is this pre-programmed electronic disco. You never get a chance to hear master bluesmen practicing their craft. By the year 2006, the music now known as the blues will exist only in the classical record department of your local public library. And so, this afternoon, while we still can, let us welcome from Ann Arbor, Michigan, Gary Lewis and his blues band.
As we are finishing up the second intermission, 1 minute 35 seconds left in the second intermission. 4-1 Michigan with the lead, and Coach Ned did a fantastic job of double checking, and that was indeed Manami Gordon who scored that goal. So 2 first goals.
Yep.
Thank you very much for running all around the rink and figuring that out.
That's how I get my steps in. I'm not skating tonight. I might as well walk or run and do the stands.
Well, we appreciate that greatly. So what does Michigan have to really concern themselves going into this third period? What do they have to do to make sure Concordia can't mount a comeback?
Well, I used to be the cheerleader on the bench would say that they can't be satisfied. They can't get happy. They got 20 minutes to finish this up and come away and sing the victors afterwards. If they let up, this team, Concordia, has not shown any signs of quitting, so they've got to be just as resolute and hold things together the best they can. So it's a whole thing about saying, well, they're gonna quit and just be satisfied with a 4-1, but that's not how it goes, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and that'll be part of their legacy.
Absolutely.
How they finish these games. And a couple years ago, we had a team that would win the first game and typically lose the second, and that got to be our legacy, and we had to break that. So this is a formative time. So Tribbs is going to try to keep them up as much as she can, and Joe's in there telling them to work hard, have fun, and remember who loves you, and hopefully that helps build the culture, and they build themselves as a team that finishes out and finishes the second game tomorrow. But they're not looking ahead now to that.
Yeah, that's got to be a little tough having a big rivalry game. Not that Concordia isn't a crosstown rival, but having Michigan State less than 24 hours after that, having a later game and then an afternoon game at 2. That can't be easy for a team to turn around. Luckily, they're a heck of a lot younger and more athletic than I am. I'm going to be winded tomorrow at 2 o'clock, let alone them.
Well, it's funny you say that because I found out this is a lot more work than I thought it was. It was hard work behind the bench. You got to stay on your toes here, too. But, no, if this was the middle of the season, this would be a trap game. But
yeah.
This being the first game, they're focused on that. But, yeah, tomorrow's going to be tough. It's also a lot of time, 2 games in a row. 2 days in a row, less than 24 hours. They have to be hydrated, take care of themselves. Meanwhile, they've probably all got studying to do, and it's crazy. So, but they'll figure it out. They're good at that stuff.
And we also want to say hello to Kara Kolwich's grandmother and uncle watching. We appreciate that greatly. Thank you very, very much. We appreciate all the families who can't make it tuning in. That puck gathered up by Carr trying to move it around. Orcus has it in along the far boards. That brought back Dodgson, brings it into the Michigan zone. On the far circle, shot that knocked away by Poneth. Puck in along the end boards. That comes down to the near circle. Pete with the shot. Again, lots of traffic out front. Good job by Sandrine to see that. The puck pops up in along the far boards. Controlled by Collins, knocked away. Great job by Carr coming in. And that's steered into the near corner by Kingston. So Lennon playing the last game on the 22nd, Kingston coming in, and these are two goalies that I believe both from Canada, so they have played out of their mind. That puck in along the far boards, Collins firing it, that goes all the way back, but icing is the wrong side of the center. So if Lennon played half as good as Kingston, they have themselves a heck of a goalie tandem.
Yep. See the ref there go. They tried to Concordia tried to make a switch on that icing. They've got a lot of work to do to make sure players don't jump the bench right then and get things sorted.
19:08 left to go. 4-1 Michigan with the lead. Matthews taking the face-off into the near corner. Pete fires it back outside the far circle as Watkins gets it ahead. Here comes Collins. Collins down the far boards in the Michigan zone. Collins shot from the slot and a save by Poneth. 18:55 left to go here in the third. 4-1.
If Michigan can just carry the play a little bit for the next 5 minutes, you hope that Concordia gets a little tired because I'm sure they're running their studs out here now and get it out of their end.
Coming down, here comes Hansen. Hansen on the near circle coming, and that goes right through the crease. Beautiful job for Hansen to leave it over there, trying to get the trailing player to knock it in. Just a little too much traffic there as the puck comes all the way through the neutral zone. Yeah, it's going to go all the way down. Stopped there. And picked up by Matthews. Matthews back behind her own goal. Banks it off of the near boards. Kaczmarek trying to get to it. That rolls back right to the blue line, trying to
dangerous
poke it
pass.
away is Flazar. Flazar has it outside the far circle into the far corner. Flazar battling along the boards, trying to poke that away.
She makes
Flazar.
good passes. Here we go.
Flazar back to the blue line. Shot there goes just wide of the far post. Matthews with it outside the far circle. Matthews cycles it back
Nice
now
give and
here in
go.
the slot. Shot, and Matthews with the score.
What a snipe that was. Give and go out of the corner and laid it back to her through the slot and just ripped it right over the glove side. Wow.
Fantastic job
Nice
with Matthews on the shot. Beautiful assist by Flazar, as already showing her skill from former player at the NCAA level and at the Michigan State team.
Yeah, she makes good plays.
Malashevsky
Quite a playmaker, and she's a goal scorer too.
in to take the face-off versus Gents. Pulling it back and along the near boards as Gustafson trying to get it over to Swanson. And puck loose into the near corner. Gents trying to fire it through the slot. That comes all the way through the crease. Stopped by Schuyler at the far point. Puck wouldn't settle down for her. Schuyler trying to poke it ahead. Battle for it. Now coming in Shore outside the near circle. Shore into the near corner. Puck right through, sticked away by Poneth outside the far circle. Here comes Michigan down the far boards, trying to move it ahead to Swanson. That puck deep into the far corner. Rimmed all the way around. Shore has it outside the near circle. Shore gets it back into the neutral zone. Fired ahead. Steinmetz outside the near circle. Steinmetz outside the near circle. Fires it out in front. Concordia is still showing lots of speed.
Michigan's doing a really good job of clearing the zone. That's something that we didn't always do very well. And this early in the season, to clear the zone and relieve the pressure is fantastic.
Covered up by Poneth as trying to put that in. Fouché got that puck right on net. Poneth able to cover it up. 16:55 left to go. 5-1. Try and keep up on my scoreboard there. Sorry, trying to. It's the joy of being the chief cook and bottle washer is.
If I'm not careful, he'll make me do that. Then we're really in trouble.
The puck underneath the circle comes back. Katie German banks it off the
That's
glass.
another example. High off the glass, it's not icing, and we've cleared the zone. We can regroup, and we're plugging up the center too. So
Hung in along the near boards, trying to get it over to Cummings. Brought back in by Fouché as that puck right back in along, back behind the goal. Trying to feed it. Here comes Michigan down the near boards. Hung has it outside the near circle, battling Pete. That brought ahead. Here comes Michigan down the near boards. Here comes Katie.
Freshman.
Katie Cummings has it. That's sent back. As Gordon also out there, who scored her first goal.
Turn on a dime. Look at that forecheck.
Trying to poke it away, Gordon. Cummings trying to pull it off of the wall there as well.
Gordon will get it when the girl quits holding her stick.
That puck.
There we go.
Brought in. Here comes Hung. Hung trying to pull that away. Watkins with a good recovery.
Wow, good forecheck.
Coming down the far boards. Gargiulo trying to knock it away.
So now you got Concordia a couple of their stars trying to do it all themselves, and that's not how this works.
Kolwich chases it back as it's deep into the Concordia zone. Dodson has it outside the near circle. Trying to get it over to Collins. Collins in along the near boards. As Carr gets that. And right back into the neutral zone, into the Michigan zone. Pulling it back. Over.
See how tired some of the Concordia players are that are getting extra time?
Absolutely. Carr has it. Now that pull back over. Coming in. Basel has it. Basel moving it over. Shot by Dodson. Somehow, Poneth able to keep it out as that was a beautiful pass and a great shot attempt. Yeah. This shows how good Poneth is.
She moves across, boy.
And over. Carr has it down top of the far circle. Carr trying to put it in along the end boards. That plucked up there by Basel. Here comes Gustafson. Gustafson with a shot from the far circle. That went off of his skate. 14:50 left to go. 5-1, Michigan with the lead. Carr has it in along the near boards in the neutral zone, but here comes Collins. Collins fires it down. I swear Collins and Dodson have been out there about half the game.
And Basel too, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I think they're going to get a little tired. They're getting frustrated.
Here comes Michigan in. Hansen again. And pulled back away. Concordia fires it.
They owe Hansen one because she cut into the net on that one. That was a beautiful play.
Into the far corner, trying to pull that back is Benoit. Benoit right back behind the goal into the near corner. Michigan trying to get it out. Orcas has it. That poked in. Covered up on it, steers it away. As that was a bit of a knuckleball shot. Those are dangerous.
Yep. Really impressed with Michigan's defense. When you look at it, there's really 3 of the 6 first-year players, and they're playing very well.
Izzy German gets it out. Now coming in. Here comes Flazar. Flazar through the through the slot shot that goes just wide to the near side.
Going 5-hole, almost had it.
Matthews with
There's
a
a tip.
shot.
There's
That's
a
out
tip.
in front and covered up. Beautiful job trying to tip it out in front. Woo! 13:39 left to go here in the third. 5-1, Michigan with the lead. They're doing good with that counterattack as well. Once they get it, breaking it out, coming down this way, they've been doing a fantastic job.
Yep, that regroup, we work on that a lot.
That puck, Pete has it. In along the end boards, goes back behind her own goal from the near side to the far side. Pete has it in along the far boards. Trying to pull it away. That fired ahead by Gents.
They'll just kill some time back here, D to D, and find somebody open.
Katie German over to Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum gets it into the zone. Pulled back by Pete. Sends it in along the far boards. Steinmetz trying to put it deep into the Michigan zone. Gents chases it.
We got to watch the trailer.
Bucksbaum does a good job to knock that away all the way back. To Pete at the far point. Steinmetz trying to get it now outside the far circle. Trying to pull that away. The puck comes right through on a centering pass. Here comes Katie German down the near boards. Katie German weaves through traffic down through the neutral zone. Katie German into the Concordia zone on the far circle. Katie German back behind the goal. Now underneath the near circle. Katie German still with it. She goes into the slot. Drop pass. That brought over to Lindahl. Lindahl into the near corner. That fired back, top of the far circle. Shot there, just goes wide. As that puck comes at Katie German trying to knock it away.
That was a high hit.
That puck in along the end boards. Watkins with it. Watkins gets it ahead to Shore. Shore spinning. Lindahl trying to steal it away. That comes back. Now over. Hung trying to get to it, pulled away by Shore. Shore coming in. Shore,
Nice.
Good job. Nice poke check out there.
That's a new defenseman.
Coming in, here comes Hung. Hung trying to pull it in along the near boards. And puck outside the near circle. Cummings trying to pull it off the wall. As you mentioned, Savias, who made that beautiful play sitting at the near point. She's moved from offense to defense. And she's really... at least on game one, done a handy job with it. Gustafson puts it in along the near boards. Here comes Hung.
He's got to be ready for those hits.
I'll tell you what, Hung obviously likes your local broadcaster because she has that pink tape on the stick that lets me see her even quicker. So, Gordon has it outside the far circle, into the far corner, Gustafson. Gustafson puts it back behind. Ceballos chasing it. That puck on the far circle. Concordia chipping away at it as they continue to battle. Here comes Hung. Hung into the neutral zone. Over center ice. Hung into the zone, and that was a heavy check.
That's got to be something.
As that seemed to be a body check along the near boards, that being illegal in women's hockey.
Yeah, I would have had a hand up on that one. Even though it was an angle, there was an elbow high.
That puck in along the boards, now fired back. Dodgson has it. Another collision. Ceballos goes down, but she pops up. That puck in the slot, now into the near corner. 10:42 left to go. Coming in, Gargiulo has that deflected into the near corner. Racing over, trying to get it. Kaczmarek has it over to Dodgson. Dodgson fires it. That banks off the far boards. Here comes Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum trying to get to a Bucksbaum in a battle there with Basil. Bucksbaum, that pulled away. Here comes Collins. Good job by Gargiulo.
Yeah.
Another forward playing beautiful defense there.
Coming back in that one, and Tess did a great job. Freshman defenseman taking that girl one-on-one in a battle.
Coming in, Michigan has it in the zone. Poked away, Concordia. Dodgson brings it back behind her own goal. As we are halfway through the third, 10 minutes left to go here in regulation. 5-1, Michigan with the lead. Katie German fires it back deep.
And you would think this score was 1-1, Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I cannot believe how these Concordia players are not quitting. If anything, they're being more physical.
Yeah, their play is, if nothing, has gotten better throughout the game. Here comes Dodson. Dodson racing ahead with it. Dodson gains the Michigan zone. Outside the far circle, Dodson fires it, saved by Pontiff. That puck comes all the way back. This is a team that did not quite get to 500 last season. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually make the CCWHA playoffs this year, as they're a gutty team. Katie German back behind her own goal, coming in along the far boards. That poked away, but plucked up there. Now moving it ahead, just off of Hansen's reach, and that will be icing. As good pass, but she just couldn't get to it.
Good to see KG move that up. Sometimes, as a leader, captain, vice president of the club, of the team, she does a lot. Sometimes does too much. It's really good to see her mature and move that puck to her teammates. They need her out there. They don't want her tired going end to end. We don't need any goals now. We need to stop them.
Here comes Michigan coming down the near boards. Hansen fires it out in front. That tipped into the far corner. As that moved all the way down, as Watkins puts it all the way down the ice.
Oh, they're going to call that even up.
Cevallos ahead. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to get it down the far boards. Dodson trying to chip it away. Cevallos coming down the near boards. That plucked up. Coming in. Here comes Hansen. Hansen on the near circle. That's a pad save. And along the near boards by Kingston. Gustafson with it. Gustafson puts it back deep. As that coming over. That puck still loose and along the near boards. Gustafson has it at the near point. Swanson trying to pull it well. Lindahl fires it back. 8:13 left to go. And pulled back behind by Kaczmarek. Kaczmarek tipped loose in the slot. Malashevsky trying to get to it. Now pulled onto the near circle. Coming in. Lindahl fires it and got it over on the far side. And just not able to get it in. Good job by Swanson, but just not able to beat the keeper. There's a high shot from Shore.
That pass across was on her backhand too. That was really nice. That line clicks. We clicked early last year, and it's been pretty amazing ever since.
In along the near board, Swanson fires it, banks off of the far boards in the neutral zone. Lindahl bringing it in.
Tough place to challenge Julia.
Lindahl coming in on the far circle. Shot. Oh, that just got a stick on it, deflected it. Lindahl still battling back behind the goal. Lindahl underneath the near circle, feeds it into the slot. Puck wouldn't settle down for Malashevsky. Now here comes Concordia the other direction. 7:15 left to go here in the third. 5-1, Michigan with the lead. Now up the near boards.
Nice pass, Robin.
Fired ahead by Goldman. Battling along the near board. Shore trying to pull it away. That poked back as Cummings trying to secure that puck in the near corner. Shore fires it into the neutral zone. That went off of escape. Bucksbaum moves it back over as Katie German brings it down the far boards of her own zone. Over her blue line. Katie German through the neutral zone into Concordia's own. Katie German goes back behind the goal. Katie German using her body to protect that puck.
I just got done saying it's good she was moving it up. Then she takes it end to end. You got to love her. Man, is she a competitor.
That through the slot wouldn't settle down. Picked up there by Bucksbaum. Top of the far circle shot. That got knocked down out in front. Puck comes right back behind the goal. 6:20 left to go. Here comes Concordia as they fire it into the neutral zone. Katie German banks it off the near boards. Dodson tipped it. Here comes Carr racing into the near corner. Carr in along the end boards. Carr
she can walk everybody.
Onto the near circle. Boy, she has some stick handling skills there.
Yes, she does. A lot of players I'd say shoot, but she can walk them, so she has free reign.
Here comes Dodson down the far boards into the Michigan zone. Dodson with a shot from the top of the far circle and a save by Pontiff.
Now the refs have to use their whistle. They haven't had to use it much this period.
5:53 is, that was a lot of beautiful back and forth hockey and just fun to see. And
I'm afraid some Michigan players are going to be sore. I know they just came over and got my toolkit, so that means somebody's probably got a bad edge or something.
That save by Pontiff comes back. Trying to pull it from back behind Cevallos. Into the far corner, Concordia controls. Trying to drive them deep. And swung over. Simmer was trying to drive them deep. Watkins with a shot. That deflected out in front. Trying for the wraparound. And they score. I'm not sure. As they continue to battle, they pull it out. And a good job sliding over by Poneth, but just poking and dealing with the garbage in front of the net. And that looks like that was Benoit, who that would be, I believe, her first goal as a Cardinal, as she's new to the team this season. So,
wow.
Again, I know we've been saying it, but I am impressed by this Concordia team, because it would be really easy late Friday night to just kind of shut it down and not keep battling. But they have been, even in the dirty areas, continuing to work hard.
Yep. She's got them playing, that's for sure.
Here comes Harmon down the far boards. Harmon fires it deep. That puck goes right back behind the goal into the near corner. Now coming up, Hansen outside the near circle, trying to poke that away. Izzy German puts it back behind the goal. Now in along the far boards. Stolen away by Concordia. Now lifted down the ice. Here comes Hansen over the blue line. Hansen trying to get a shot in the slot. Stick in the way, as I believe Dodson that was Harmon able to get a stick in the way.
They're not giving some of our players, kudos to them, time enough to get that shot off. They're going to have to get used to making quick shots, because they're not getting the room they get in practice.
Here comes Hansen with a shot as she just deked her way through some traffic and fired. She doesn't need a lot of time. She'll make her own time for that shot.
Right under the elbow, too. That was a heck of a shot. She's going to want that one back, but you can't falter for anything there. That was beautiful.
And good save by Kingston again, as she has continued to be a rock in between the net.
I would like to know the shots. So maybe I should keep track of them next time.
When we were in audio, I used to be able to do that. My dad would do shots. Now I got him running a camera, so, Every once in a while you have a rink where they'll put them up, and I think that's a godsend.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
And along the near boards, that puck into the neutral zone, bringing ahead is Shore. Shore down the near boards. Tipped away. Here comes Katie German down the far boards of the neutral zone. Trying to get to Malashevsky, but that knocked away. Battle for the puck right in front of the penalty boxes. Still battling, trying to get it is Jentz. Puts it deep as Benoit announced with the goal. That's a shot that just goes wide and covered up. 4:14 left to go here in the third. Did they announce the Michigan goals? I don't remember.
No, it's like the Michigan introductions, Mark. My God, they couldn't have said them more fast and softly and disrespectful in the whole world. It was like one person started. I thought to myself, how classy is that?
Well, it's a lot of volunteers doing the best they can. But
yeah, that's true. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm not listening any Concordia players. I'm going with the Michigan. I'm going to homer it here. So,
trying to pull it away, battle for it on that near circle, holding it in Dodson at the near point. Now that's pulled back. Here comes Michigan racing ahead with it. Gordon has it, top of the far circle in the Concordia zone.
Stops on a dime, passes it
off.
Stop
it high slot. Izzy German with a shot.
She had no idea where that was. She was down and it went to the 5-hole and she got it.
Oh, what a save when not even being able to see it coming. Good shot by Izzy from the far point.
Nice play by Minami to send it back to her and set her up with a banger.
Now, you have twins playing, and when one of the twins is a captain and a vice president and all, it seems like they have a really good communication. But you could see people getting jealous of a sister or things like that.
I don't get any of that. They're very different. They're both great players, very different. And now this year they're mentoring all these younger players, doing a nice job.
We are exceedingly lucky to have them both as that puck back behind the goal, in along the near boards, holding in Gustafson into the near corner. Trying to pull that away, battle in the near corner, 3:09 left to go. Of course, the poor German family has had to deal with me all the way back when they both played lacrosse and I called those games. So,
and they're a hockey family. Their son Jack's playing AAA, and
Sean,
Dad, of course, played at Cornell. So
they're a wonderful hockey family, and we appreciate all their support coming ahead. Here comes Dodson. Dodson gains the zone, top of the far circle. Another save by Poneth. Now Gustafson gets it back out. Here comes Flazar. Flazar at the far point. Now Flazar battling on that far circle, gets it over to Izzy German. Izzy German brings it ahead. That pulled back and along the near boards. With it is Pete. Pete gets it into the neutral zone. That control brought right back in. Good job by Flazar. Gets it right back to the near point, battling there Matthews. Now brought out into the neutral zone, 2:21 left to go here in the third. Shot, and that's a save as Benoit trying to get the brace, but a good job with the save there by Poneth. 2:17 left to go here in the third.
Critical time. Last 2 minutes here, finished strong. I'd like to see him do a little better job of just dumping it in the other end and make him bringing it 200 feet. That'll come. I got to say, part of the reason it's a problem is because Concordia is not quitting at all.
Absolutely. In along the near boards. Hansen feeds it. Here comes Matthews. Gains his own. Top of the far circle. Matthews into the far corner. And out and grabbed. Another save by Kingston with 2:04 left to go. Well, again, we'll be back on the air tomorrow, 2 o'clock from Mount Clemens Ice Arena, Michigan versus Michigan State. Right after this tough physical game, the team will have to turn around and take over Michigan State as a big rivalry game. That puck on the far circle we'd love to see out at Mount Clemens Ice Arena. Metro Jets are playing right after that, so make it a twofer. Here comes Concordia as Harmon feeds it over. Croft bringing it ahead. Croft. And over onto the far circle. That tipped right back out into the neutral zone.
Clear the zone.
Puck into the far corner. 1:38 left to go. Here comes Michigan through the neutral zone. Hansen tips it. That pulled right back in. And now coming down the near boards. Bringing it in deep is Bucksbaum. Bucksbaum moves it back over to Hansen. And tipped into the near corner. Lindahl back behind the goal. 1:20 left to go. Lindahl trying to fire it out in front. As Malashevsky had it on the far circle, here comes Shore. Shore bringing it back. Good job. 4 defenders back getting right over into the zone. That covered up by Poneth.
That's smart at this point of the game. Make sure everybody's back.
1 minute, 7 seconds left to go. 5-2, Michigan with the lead. Looking to finish off this game strong. Face off. Collins trying to take it. That puck in along the boards. In along the far boards. Michigan gets it out into the neutral zone. Here comes Lindahl. Lindahl trying to poke that away. Gargiulo back with it.
Kill some time back there.
Here comes Cevallos. Cevallos brings it ahead. Here comes Swanson trying to make her way through. 46 seconds left to go.
Ooh.
Puck sent ahead by Concordia.
There you
now over along the near boards. Gustafson with it. Fires it back deep. 36 seconds left to go. Kingston holding it back behind. Trying to battle back there. Swanson trying to fire it out in front. She was trying to get that puck in from her knees.
Yeah, that looked like a Shanahan. She was going to score from behind.
Absolutely. 20 seconds left to go. Bringing it in. Well, I know Coach Ned has to run right afterwards, but we really appreciate your time and look forward to you being in plenty more games with us.
Love that. I appreciate it. It's been a blast.
Absolute joy. Cevallos comes back. 5 seconds left. Coming down the far boards, lifted. Lindahl has it, and Michigan wins 5-2. Well, thank you, Coach Ned, for taking
go
time.
Blue. I'm going to go sing the victors and give these first pucks.
Absolutely.
So, thanks for anybody listening, everybody listening. I'll see you again later. Thank you.
Absolutely. We are very, very lucky to have Coach Ned come on occasionally. Whoops, I missed that last Concordia goal. I'll try and get better at that, just trying to do too many things at once. So tomorrow, Michigan gets the first win. They will be back 2 o'clock tomorrow from Mount Clemens Ice Arena. We'd love to see it there. Michigan versus Michigan State. The Metro Jets play right afterwards, so make it a twofer. They open up their season, and we're excited to see that. For my camera person, James Wiseman, Coach Ned Glisson on the color commentary, my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you very much. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we will be back tomorrow. Thank you, and go Blue. And let us just see if I can do this. There we go.